Who's your emergency contact? Who should be notified in case of death? Welcome to the USP, where I spent the last 2+ decades of my life. It's been a long journey. I caught my case back in December 15th, 1998. That's when the feds swooped up on me, held me up, ended up getting convicted of armed bank robbery. While I was in the county jail, I ended up assaulting a guard and picked up another 96 months, 8 years. A total of 26-year sentence. Through the course of my bid, starting out in Lompoc, I was in Lompoc from 2001 to 2004. Then from 2004 and 2006, I was in Victorville. I was in Beaumont from 2006 to 2008. 2008, I got sent to Atwater. I marinated over there until 2015. Then I got sent to Lewisburg. In 2017, I ended up in Florence. On August 10th, 2022, I finally came home. But coming home is not enough. Freedom is wonderful, freedom is great, but with freedom come responsibilities. But for me, the responsibility is not just me out here grinding away, contributing to my marriage as far as help paying the bills and taking care of the things around the house or anything. Responsibility for me is like coming out here and really giving you guys, the public, civilians, a glimpse of the reality that I've lived in for the last 2+ decades. Really just to give you a mindset that the individuals that has been in prison with us, has been in prison with me, that there are good men in there. Good men that made bad choices, good men that made mistakes when they were teenagers. You hear over and over again that these psychologists, these therapists, these specialists, they tell you that a human brain isn't fully developed till the age of 25. Now, I'm not here to make excuses that we're all just a bunch of dumb kids running around doing dumb things, because a lot of us had a lot of sense. We just chose this life. But I can say that we chose the life that we lived back then is because we didn't really have any experience what really life was about. We didn't have a real understanding of what being a man was about. Everybody always throws around these words, gangster, gangster this, gangster that, but don't have no clue what that really means. It means something different to everybody. But for me, a gangster is somebody that handles the business. A gangster is somebody that is loyal, that's honorable. These are the things that I try to embody. Like I said, I strive for it. I strive towards it every day. They're baby steps, and I have a long way to go. But my mistake was that I embody these things in a destructive direction. I want to take the mentality, the experience, and the wisdom that I've learned through the last 20+ years of incarceration and apply that in my life in a positive way. That's why you see behind me right here my merch. These things that I have here on behind me, I designed while I was in prison, while I was sitting in a cell, doodling away, trying to come up with something that incorporates my personality, my culture. I'm Cambodian. But you see, in there, it almost looks like Islander. Because, I grew up out here in Utah with all the poly homies, with all the tocos and the soles. And while I was in the prison, Those are my peoples, the Hawaiians, the Samoans, the Tongans, and then all the Asians. You know, my main logo was inspired by a monk. His name is Thich Quan Duc. In 1963, there was a war going on between North and South Vietnam. And the president of South Vietnam was trying to, buddy up with JFK out here and the Pope. So he wanted to turn everybody into Catholics and Christians. And he thought it was a good idea. The way to do that was to go down and burn Buddhist monasteries, abuse Buddhist monk. At one time, they went and poured acid over Buddhists while they were peacefully in prayer. If anybody knows about Buddhism, it's a very peaceful religion. It's about harmony. It's about action and reaction, karma. You're not even supposed to be stepping on a bug, let alone picking up arms and fighting. So to combat the atrocity, to preserve their way of life, their beliefs that they've been out there doing for centuries, a monk by the name of Thich Quan Duc went and martyred himself. He went out into their version of Times Square in the marketplace. A little car pulled up. You see a monk come out, a younger one. He had a pillow. He sat the pillow down, and this old monk came out and sat down on the cushion. While he was sitting there in the cushion in a meditative posture, another monk, or the same one that brought out the cushion, grabbed a freaking big ass jug of gasoline and poured it all over him, drenched him from head to toe, hitting his head, going down, soaking into every pore of his body. Walked away in a little safe distance and lit a match. If you guys ever pour gasoline on the wood fire, you see how the fumes and the flame just engulfs you. Thich Quan Duc, the Buddhist monk, sat there and burned and burned and burned for 9 whole minutes. His body burned to a crisp. And the whole time, he never uttered one sound. When I was coming up with my brand, I wanted to find a logo that was worthy of the name Baddest Man Alive. When I say baddest man alive, I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about a mentality and aspiration that we should strive to be. And I think Thich Quan Duc is an embodiment of that. He believed in something to the point that he was willing to sacrifice his life for. Out here in the street, we're always so quick to say, ride or die. I'm going to stand with you till I die. The hell and back, for life. We got all the slogans, and we say it. But really, how many of us really live it? How many of us really believe that? That you can stand with your partner in the face of death and look into the abyss head on. All of us have said all those slangs and logos and whatever through the course of our lives. But as we all know, only a very few of us has really lived up to that creed. There's a lot of things about me that I need to work on. And that's what I'm striving to do every day. But here, I can say with confidence that at every corner, I've always stood with the people that I love. regardless of the odds. Through the course of my 25 years, I've been jumped, I've been stabbed, I've been hit in the head with a hammer. I've been pretty active, and I've been tested. And one of the examples that really brought this brand about was when me and my homeboy Bryson jumped in a riot against 250 Mexicans to help one of the homies because he was standing with his cousin. We didn't think twice about it because it's the life that we bought into. We ride and die with our homies. And when the time came for us to be tested, I believe that me and Bryson lived up to that creed. But I want to transfer that love that I have for my homies. I want to transfer that to my family. Not just my family, but to my community and all of my friends around me. The ones that are worthy of it. Because some people out here aren't worthy of your love. They're not worthy of your respect. And we need to come to a point in our life to recognize that and move on and give our loyalty to those that we never had to question theirs. And that's what my brand is about, man. I came home to really emphasize and insert a new mentality into the community, a mentality that I believe that if we all live by, we would all be better for it. We uphold those words: loyalty, honor, respect, love, family. You know, I wasn't born believing in these things. I had no idea, no clue to the extent or the definition of what all these things really mean. But through the course of my incarceration, I learned. I learned how to embody it. I learned to adapt it, and I learned the value of these words, and I learned to respect and honor it. And again, I have a long way to go to striving to live up to my brand, but it's a work in progress. Tomorrow, Saturday on the 18th of November, we're launching our brand, our BMA brand, Baddest Man Alive. And we're having a pop-up at the Embassy Suite down in South Jordan between 11 and 5. The homie Dez, Samoan homie, hooked me up with his cousin La, who is the president of the Women's Pacific Islander Chamber of Commerce, and invited me to go down there to speak with her. And when I spoke with her, she invited me to the pop-up to come and showcase my brand. And to them, to Dez, to La, and the Pacific Islander community, much love and respect. It's been a long journey. I don't know how far this journey is going to take us. I don't know where it's going to end, but where it'll lead us to. But their journey is part of the enjoyment. Since coming home, I've been invested in my community. I volunteer my time at every opportunity. I'm there when somebody invites me that I know is something positive. But half the time I can't get past the screening. I've been invited to go speak to my old high school, but the administration over there can't seem to overlook my past. They don't seem to understand that maybe somebody like me can get through to the kids because I've lived it. I didn't change my life after I sent 20 of my homies to prison. I didn't find God after I went to jail trying to duck my time. I did everything that was asked of me. I served my time. And now I'm at a point in my life that I want to evolve and be a better person. And I think kids, when they hear a message that comes from somebody that been through the trenches and not a sellout or not a buster, I think the information might be more. I think they might be more ready to receive the information, or whatever. I just feel like that it's better coming from people like me than some buster. I mean, I don't know how else to say that. You know, on November 18th, Saturday, it's tomorrow morning, my website will be up. It'll be up around 11 or 12 o'clock. We're going to coordinate it with the event that we're having over there at the Embassy Suite. And I know you guys came here to hear a story, and I'm sorry. I have plenty more, but I just wanted to use this time to just invite you guys that's been riding with me from day one, that's been checking out my video, that's been subscribing, that's been supporting. I want to invite you to come along, continue to come along on this journey. We have things in the works that I'm trying to raise money for. Because, everything out here costs money, man. And I've never asked you guys for anything. All the love you've shown me, I'm so grateful for it. But this time I would like to ask you to come support. Log on to our website. We have like 20 different items, but there's not a lot of quantity in each of those sections. But don't be discouraged. Just go to the back order. And people that's ordered stuff from me from the first time that I attempted this, thinking that my website was going to be up and it didn't happen. Those of you that message me on Facebook and Messenger trying to get a gear, I delivered. So we don't have a lot of quantities in each of those sections. But again, don't be discouraged. Just log on, tell me what size you want, man, and I promise I'll get it to you. I don't care if you live in Canada, South America. I don't know if they'll let me say anything to China, but all throughout the United States, man, you guys hit me up, support me. I'll make sure you get it. And when you wear my gear, it's not just a t-shirt, it's not just a hoodie, it's a jacket. It's really embodying a mentality that I believe that we could all be better off with if we adopt. Because it has to do everything with integrity. Again, I have a long way to go before I can live up to my brand, but I believe every day that we can try. No matter where we are in our lives, we all can make a conscious decision to better ourselves and to change our situation. I'm not one to sit around and cry about my things I can't fix, but the things that I can affect, I'm going to put my energy into it. It's hard for me to ask things of people, but my experience doing this YouTube, my experience with the YouTube community, with the people, with you guys that watch these videos, has been overwhelming and humbling. I appreciate your love and I appreciate your support. And I would ask you guys to invite somebody to subscribe to the video, to my channel. I would ask you to share it with somebody that might need to hear the message. Because at the end of the day, I'm not here to tell you how to live your life. I'm not here to tell you what you do is right or what you're doing is wrong. I'm just here to give you the facts, to let you know that you live your life a certain way, this is where you're going to end up. And if you're okay with that, then more power to you. But I don't think any of us sitting at home right now thinking about doing 25 years that it's cool or that it's okay. I don't think any of us would want to lose our lives, our freedom, for a week, let alone 5 years, a couple decades, or forever. I got individuals that are still incarcerated that I call my brothers that are stuck there forever. And I hope through this vehicle here that maybe somehow I can get to a platform where I can speak on their behalf. I want so much to just leave all that stuff behind me, but I can't. I grew up in there, and I met a lot of good people in there. And being a person that, you know, believes in keeping your word, that values my word, my promises, I don't have a choice. I made promises to some people that I'm going to be out here to speak on their behalf, that I'm going to do everything that I can to help them in any way I can. And I wouldn't be me. I would just be like the rest of these fake ass promise makers out here if I didn't do my part. And I refuse to be fake. You know, everybody that's been done time with me, everybody that's ran across me, whether they was out here in the streets or behind the wall, can speak to the person that I am. I'm not perfect, but if I shake your hand and I make you a promise, it's going to be a natural disaster or something that's going to keep me, that's going to take a natural disaster or some freaking astronomical freaking event to prevent me from fulfilling that. Because one, I'm not going to promise you anything that I can't do. We all know what we're capable of. We all know the resources that we have. So when I speak, I only speak within the resources that I have, within my own capability. I'm not out here selling wolf tickets. I'm not out here selling dreams. But I am out here to show that regardless of where you've been, regardless of how much time you've lost, that you can come home and do something. And I'm striving to be a testament of that. I'm not anywhere close to where I want to be, but I'm so grateful for where I am right now. And I just want to thank you guys and let you guys know that I love you from the bottom of my heart, and I appreciate you more than any of these words that can come out of my mouth to express. So tomorrow, man, log on to my website, check me out, see if you like something, and support. Welcome to the USP.